So good day everyone. Welcome back to Magic School. Today we're talking about toxicant receptor interaction and mechanism of interaction. And then this under our toxicology course. We're going deeper into our toxicology course. So let's get into it. So now on a daily basis, people are being exposed to chemicals, whether deliberately or not, or accidentally. Now these chemicals can come from drugs or food eating. A particular patient or a particular person or a particular individual may be taking just one drug, but interaction with chemicals from food or from lifestyle could cause toxic effects in within the system. Now in toxicology, you must be aware of this interaction between chemicals, because this interaction can help us to mitigate the effect of a particular toxicant, or the interaction of two chemicals would actually increase the effect of a toxicant. So this is something that has to actually be considered in toxicology. Now the simplest situation we can consider is a mixture of just two chemicals. Now there could be more than two chemicals interacting, 3, 4 and all that, but the simplest to consider to understand the basics is two chemicals. So yeah, let's get into that. Now the first toxic effect that can be seen as a result of the interaction between two chemicals, addictive effect. Addictive effect. Now addictive effect is when the two chemicals in the body produce their individual effects or the individual effects on the body system. Like there's no really interaction between both of them, so both chemicals in the body system goes along to perform its toxicity in the body individually without having influence on each other's toxicity. So example we have is aspirin and acetaminophen. Both of them are both painkillers, but when they are both administered together, they want to carry out their effects within the body system without influencing the effect of the other, which means aspirin does not increase the ability of acetaminophen in the body, and acetaminophen does not increase the ability of aspirin to function as a painkiller in the body. They have no effect on each other, but go into the body to perform their function or perform their effect. Now synergism. We have synergism is when two toxicants or two chemicals in the body, they have influence on each other. Now these two toxicants have the same toxic effects within the body system. They have the same toxic effects within the body system, but now their interaction together increases the toxic effects. So we have ethanol and carbon tetrachloride and cigarettes and asbestos. Ethanol and carbon tetrachloride affect the liver, but now both of them, they each affect the liver, but now both of them present in the body will affect the liver to a higher extent. Now cigarette and asbestos, they affect the lungs, they cause lung cancer. Asbestos increases the incidence or the chances for lung cancer by fivefold, while cigarettes increase the incidence or the chance for lung cancer by 11-fold. Now the combination of both of them in the body system increases the incidence by 55-fold. So now if a smoker that is being exposed to asbestos or works with asbestos, we have higher chances for lung cancer than if he was just only smoking before. Then potentiation. Potentiation is when one chemical increases or influences the toxic effect of another chemical, most likely increasing the toxic effect. Now the difference between potentiation and synergism or synergy is that potentiation, the two chemicals involved there have different toxic effects. One may be affecting the kidney and one may be affecting the liver. But now in the presence of these two chemicals in the body, one will increase the effect of the other. But in synergy, both of them are affecting the same organ or the same toxic effect in the body system, so they just work together on that body system. And now in this potentiation, one may actually not really have a toxic effect on the body system, and the other one may actually have a toxic effect on the body system. Take for example the drug diazepam and alcohol. Now when an alcoholic take this drug diazepam, it reduces or inhibits the metabolism of alcohol. So the toxic effect of alcohol is seen in the body. And then the second example we have is diazepam and alcohol. Now we have antagonistic effects. This is when one chemical or one chemical in the body reduces the toxic effect of the other. So it reduces the toxic effect of the other. So example we have here is caffeine and alcohol. This individual will tend to be more alert than when he or she didn't take this caffeine, but the caffeine and the alcohol makes the person to be more alert and not display symptoms of this alcohol, display symptoms of having just taken alcohol. Now ethanol and methanol. Now methanol can be oxidized or converted to fomates in the body, but now ethanol prevents this conversion or prevents this oxidation of methanol to fomate by inhibiting the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase. So therefore methanol is then being not converted to fomates. And now we have the last one, the correlative effect. Now correlative effect is when two chemicals, their interaction in the body system bring about an entirely different toxic effect in the body. Now take for example Toxicant A or chemical A was supposed to affect the lungs, toxicant B was supposed to affect the kidney. But now both of them together is seen to affect the liver. Both of these chemicals present in the body is seen to affect the liver. So that's what correlative effect is about. Now we come to the mechanisms underlying toxicant interaction. Now the interactions of these chemicals is what produce the toxic effects we just looked at: the addictive, the potentiation, synergy, correlative, and the antagonism. Now there are four basic mechanisms underlying these interactions. Now the first one is functional interaction. This is when both chemicals when both chemicals affect the bodily system by different mechanisms, and their combined effects can either increase or decrease the effect of a toxicant. Now we take for example atropine and pyridoxine. Now they both are reduce the toxic effects of organophosphates in the body by different mechanisms. So the mechanism by which atropine operates is different from the mechanism by which pyridoxine operates, but both of them together reduce the effects of organophosphates in the body, reduce the toxic effect of organophosphates in the body. So now we can say the interaction between atropine and pyridoxine is more like a synergy. Now a chemical interaction is when one of these chemicals combine with another to become more or less toxic. Now an example we have is EDTA, which is a chelating agent, which combines with lead to reduce the toxicity in the body, and it combines to toxic metals. So an example we have is lead combines with lead to reduce its toxicity in the body. Now the next one we have is dispositional interaction. This is when one chemical affects the disposition of another chemical. Now here in the disposition in the sense here means like inherent or normal. So here one chemical is affecting the normal of another chemical. So but here is we are mainly considering the metabolism. So here one chemical affects the metabolism of another chemical in the body. And under potentiation we talked about disulfiram and alcohol, how disulfiram inhibits the metabolism or detoxification of alcohol. But here under this we're looking at the example of EPN and melatonin. They are both organophosphate insecticides. They are both organophosphorus insecticides. Now EPN acts to inhibit the detoxification of melatonin in the insect. So therefore increasing the effect of both of these insecticides on insects. So when both of them are being used together, their effects will be increased. So this is more like a synergy also. Now one thing to also know is that chemicals in the body can act as enzyme inhibitors or enzyme inducers, and therefore increase the toxic effects, can thereby increase or reduce the toxic effect. Now receptor interaction. This is when two chemicals have affinity for the same receptor. Take for example morphine and naloxone. They have affinity for the same receptor in the body. So now when a person is saturated with morphine or has taken a lot of morphine into the body system, naxolone can also be taken into the body and reduce the effect of morphine in the body, reduce the symptoms of having taken high amount of morphine in the body, because it binds to this receptor for morphine. So yeah, that's all under the mechanism underlying this toxicant interaction. And yeah, we're done for today's class. And I hope to see you in the next one. Yeah, thanks for your attention, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.